traditionally been a little slow unless we see them jump, but then like 7:30 in the morning, they've been moving back onto the banks, laying pretty close to the bottom in 60 to 70 foot of water.
Not too long ago, I was talking to Bobby, and I realized he had a real problem. He had an issue. He never caught a striper. So when you have an emergency like that, when you have a problem like that, you have to make an emergency phone call. So I did make an emergency phone call to Lance Sasser. All right, Bobby, give us some golf talk. What is he doing? What's happening? Let's give me a play-by-play.
He's in the bunker.
Are you scared, Bobby?
I'm terrified.
What's the biggest fish you ever caught, Bobby?
Probably this. I see him. Get over here.
Let me tell you what, that's good eating fish right there. I got a lemon butter recipe I did on those things.
Yeah.
A little white wine. Tastes like something you get in a fancy restaurant. Look at there. Bobby!
Yes, sir.
No skunk in the boat today.
That's the way I do it.
Every time? Man, that guy's pulling now. There he comes. Or maybe not. Oh, man. What a beautiful fish. He will eat. Let me tell you what, you take some chunks out, like about the size of a deck of cards on that thing.
Yeah.
Cut them up into real fancy little squares. Put you some lemon, white wine. This sucks, doesn't it, Bobby?
Oh, it's awful.
It's terrible, the things that we have to do. Lance called me and said, you better get down here, I'll hurt you. He made me do it. The lake is back, would you say?
The lake is back. I'm not gonna say it's as good as it's ever been, but it's really good.
But what's it gonna be 3-4 years from now?
I hope I'm here to find out.
You know, we were talking about, a few years ago you were catching a bunch of little fish.
We were.
You're seeing that gradually go up. Tell us why they're getting bigger and what we should expect in a couple of years, you think?
Well, the lake was down and the vegetation growed up, and all that nutrients is in the water now. So we have just an abundance of shad. And you give these stripers plenty to eat and they got cool water, they're gonna grow.
It's almost like a new lake.
It is, it really is, for all species.
Yeah.
Yeah, including stripers.
Give me your thoughts on striped bass. Would you do it again if somebody forced you?
Yeah, if you're going to do it tomorrow, we can.
If you want to do it tomorrow. So you okay now?
Oh, I
You
feel a
better
lot
about
better,
yourself?
yeah.
You gonna put that on your resume?
Yes, caught a striper too.
Are you stouter
Ready.
than what you were?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm glad we fixed your problem. I really
I
am.
am too.
Yep. You and Kim were hanging.
A good guide stays in touch with his resource.
Yes.
And I would say if you were out here 260 days last year, that's pretty much staying in touch with your resources.
That's staying in touch. And I talk to a lot of people. You know, there's a lot of great guides on this lake, and we talk to each other. We help each other. I mean, there's schools of fish out here that 10 boats could limit out on, but you got to know where that school is.
Right.
So we help each other a lot.
The lake's fixed, thank goodness. So what's going on down below the dam?
In the wintertime, the trout fishing has been just amazing. I kindly lose touch with it this time of year because I'm up here every day. But the size of some of the trout we're
You
catching,
caught some hogs last year.
we have just amazing fish. Yeah.
Today was a fairly simple rig. You just got a weight. What pound test you using?
20-pound test. It's a basic Carolina rig, 3-ounce sinker with a circle hook, 3/0 owner circle hook. You know, we basically just found the fish and dropped right into them. 50 to 65 foot. We were hoping to see some fish jump this morning, but we didn't get that to happen.
That's not fun either, is it? When
No,
they're
not
out
a bit.
dancing around on top of the water. You throw anything in the world at them and they'll hit it.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
We got our limits, Bobby and I, and a lot of times the guy behind the camera doesn't get the fish, but he had. Did you enjoy that today, Nathan? So Nathan got to jump on there and catch a few fish too. It's been a award-winning day. Fish and a nap is on board. Now here's one thing that we do quite often, and we don't think about it sometimes, showing you, but a lot of folks have asked for it, so here it is. Here's how to fillet a fish, quick and easy. A lot of people would say, well, I do this and I use an electric knife, but you know what? It looks like to me like you're making a lot more progress with just a regular fillet knife.
Electric knives are good. It's just I prefer a regular knife. You have to learn how to sharpen a knife first. That's one of the biggest things.
Let's talk about that in a minute, but first of all, tell us, let's show the basic filleting of a striper. Show us how you do it.
Basically, you want to follow the bone. You don't want to cut down into the ribs. Stripers have red meat that you have to cut out in a minute, but the belly fat also, you don't want to eat the belly fat. So what I want to do is just start behind the gill plate and work your way forward up to where the head is, and then you just follow the bones, which is the spine, all the way back, and then I go all the way through, and then I come back and just follow that bone, and then just slowly start pulling it up, and now I'm to the spine, then I can go down the other side, then I get down to there, and then I cut all the way through. Then you just work your way up right around the rib cage, and then you cut it off. Stripers have a big belly, so those ribs right there, that's not good. Just flip it over and do the same thing. Basically just letting the knife work right along the bone.
And you develop a feel for that over time.
You do, yep. It's no special talent, just practice. What I want to do to get the red meat off and the skin off is I cut a little slit right there so you can hold on, because right against the skin is a layer of red meat. You have a layer of red meat down the lateral line that goes all the way through, but then there's a layer of red that is just against the skin. So what I do is I raise the knife up.
I see you coming up there a little bit.
Yep, just a little. Because if I go all the way against it, then it's solid red. Yeah, you don't want that. And it's a smoother cut, cutting it all the way down through, rather than leaving it on the fillet and then carving and carving and carving. And then the lateral line, you have to cut it out. And you want to V your knife, because it goes all the way through, but it's real wide on this side and real narrow on that side. So you want to put your cut to where it's like a V, and then you don't waste that much.
Then you got boneless, beautiful,
Restaurant grade.
edible, ready to roll.
Yep. I like to keep my knife sharp with ceramic sticks. They do a great job of keeping a sharp knife sharp, just about like a steel in the kitchen. And what you do is you want to make a 0-degree angle, if that makes sense. You just like you're cutting down on the sticks. You want the same angle in between the two, and then just like you was cutting. Now, if you get a real dull knife, then you have to work with a diamond or something that'll take off more metal. And you want to try to keep it the same angle. and then pull it towards you. And then I go back to the ceramic sticks to straighten the point up.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Appreciate it
Tim.
so
I
much.
appreciate it.